Working nights and trying to get in shape can feel impossible. Your sleep is broken, your appetite is all over the place. Everyone is telling you to meal prep on Sunday and just get up and train at 6 AM. And you're thinking, mate, I finished a night shift at 7 AM. How the hell can I do that? I've been there. I went from 17 stone 7 to 83 kilos in less than 12 months whilst working shifts and with the same chaotic schedule that you've got. I'm Josh and I'm an online fitness coach who specializes in working with shift workers, helping over 250 in the last year alone drop over 4,000 pounds without giving up their favorite foods, without giving up alcohol or spending their life in the gym. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I lost 25 kilos in 12 months without giving up my favorite things. I'm going to break down the meal planning, the training, the sleep, the supplements, all of that, and what a real night shift routine actually looks like. But first, let's talk about why nights make you feel like your body never changes despite how much effort you put in. When you work nights, your cortisol rhythm gets disrupted. Your stress hormone, cortisol, should be at its highest in the morning and its lowest in the evening. On nights, that gets flipped. And high cortisol means your body clings onto more fat, especially around your midsection, than if you were to work a regular 9 to 5. Your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, also go crazy. Ghrelin is the hormone that tells your body it's hungry. Leptin is the hormone that tells your body it's full up. Leptin gets tanked, ghrelin goes through the roof, and that's why junk food at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then there's the sleep deprivation piece. Poor sleep blunts the hormones that increase your muscle retention and reduce your fat loss. So yes, nights certainly make things harder, but harder doesn't mean impossible. You just need a system that's built for nights. And here's how I approached food on nights and how I teach my clients to do it also. Forget breakfast, lunch and dinner, have free eating window. Instead, think of these meals relative to your shift because regular meal timings like breakfast, lunch and dinner are built for those in the 9 to 5. Think pre-shift, mid-shift, post-shift. Pre-shift. This is your most important meal. This needs to contain carbs and protein, something that fuels you for the night ahead without spiking and crashing your energy. Think chicken, rice, pasta, steak, mince, that sort of thing. A protein source paired with a carb source that are going to give you slow release carbs throughout the night. Your mid-shift meal. Most people skip this and either grab food from petrol stations or fast food restaurants. Don't. Pack something simple. This could be a protein shake, a protein bar, could even be leftovers from your pre-shift meal. Keep protein high and make things easy for you. And then post-shift. This is where most people go wrong. And the thing that I see the most is people will finish their shift, they will go home, and then they will have a full-on breakfast. And I think that's the worst thing you can do if you're a shift worker. Because as soon as you wake up again, you're gonna have another breakfast. You're doubling up on breakfast for absolutely no reason. What happens when you finished your shift? You're exhausted, you're starving, you stand in front of the fridge thinking, oh my God, I could eat it all. But this is where planning is so important. You've had your pre-shift and your mid-shift meals. For your post-shift meal, this wants to be a high protein snack that's gonna keep you full throughout your sleep period. Again, think about protein shakes, cottage cheese, beef jerky, Greek yogurt, fruit and some berries. Your body doesn't need a massive feed before sleep. It needs recovery. Flexible dieting was the game changer for me personally. I didn't cut out any food groups. I still enjoyed Biscoff. I still enjoyed ice cream. You can get lean eating all of these foods, but just in moderation. And then when it comes to my training, I want to be upfront about it. When I was working nights, I was not necessarily training 5 days a week. It's not realistic and it's honestly not needed. I ran a push-pull leg split on a 3-day-a-week structure. That is literally it. 3 sessions a week, each one between 45 and 60 minutes that contained progressive overload, which is a fancy way of saying adding weight to the bar, reducing your rest period, or increasing the number of sets and reps that you do. This is what actually builds muscle and sheds fat simultaneously. The key with shift work is flexibility over rigidity. You don't train on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. You train on whatever days that your shifts actually allow. For me, a lot of the time, it was night shifts and rest days. Earlies were a write-off, and this is where I do meal prep and some steps. And lates, if I could get one in, if I had the energy, then I would do. But my anchors would be rest days and nights. And no, you don't need to train after a night shift. If you've just done 12 hours on your feet, go home and sleep. Training on zero sleep is not going to move the needle that you think it might. Your body actually grows whilst you sleep. And speaking of sleep, Sleep is the most underrated fat loss tool there is for shift workers. And shift workers are losing ground every single week by not prioritizing this. Poor sleep increases your cortisol, it increases your hunger hormones, and it tanks your motivation to train. It literally works against every single goal that you have. So here's what I did, and here's what I tell every single client. Prioritize sleep like it's a doctor's appointment. You wouldn't skip chest day, so don't skip your sleep window. Blackout curtains are non-negotiable, and if you can't get them, a simple eye mask will do. Your room needs to be dark and cool. 16 to 19 degrees Celsius is optimal for sleep. And don't go straight to bed wired from a shift. Take 30 to 45 minutes, complete a wind down routine, and see your sleep improve tenfold. Try to keep your sleep window consistent. I know it's hard whilst you work shifts, but knowing if you go to sleep between 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. after every night shift, and you're consistent in doing that, will get you far closer to your goals because it gives your body some sort of consistency. So what does this actually look like in practice? Here's a rough example of how I structured a night shift day. I'd wake up, say 2-3 o'clock, delay my first meal by 2 hours if I could, protein and carbs. At 4:30, that's when I'd have my first meal. I'd then go about my day, go out, get some steps in, walk the dog, do what I needed to do around the house. And then I would train before I go to work. So I'm gonna have a pre-workout meal. This would be some sort of complex carbohydrates, oats, berries, Greek yogurt, that sort of thing. I'd then go, I'll train, I'll come home. My night shift started at 10. At 9 o'clock, I'm having my pre-shift meal. The one that contains more than 40 grams of protein, the one that's gonna be added to some complex carbs that are gonna slowly release throughout the night. I'm then gonna go to work, I'm gonna get sorted, and then at 1 o'clock, I'm gonna have my mid-shift meal. Again, high in protein, could be leftovers from the pre-shift meal. And then when I get to the end of my shift, I'm then gonna have my post-shift meal. This is gonna be on the drive home. It's gonna be a protein bar, it's gonna be a protein shake, it's gonna be a flapjack. Something that's gonna keep me full throughout the rest of my sleep. And then I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna do it all again. Delay my first meal 2 hours, then eat every 4 hours after that. Pre-shift meal, the most important. Mid-shift meal, leftovers from the pre-shift. And then again, post-shift meal, snack on the way home. I'm then gonna wake up and try and get my body into a routine as quickly as possible whilst I'm on my rest days. If I'm hungry during the night, I'm gonna satisfy my cravings with a higher protein snack. Think beef jerky, Greek yogurt, boiled eggs, something that's not gonna kill you, not gonna spike your hunger and your cortisol too much, but it's gonna adequately allow you to carry through your shift without your energy tanking. It's not glamorous, but it works. And when you stack that routine consistently, the right food, the right training, the right sleep, the results follow. They came for me, they come for my clients, and they will work for you. Now, if you want the nutrition tips that got me to lose 20 kilos in 12 months, I suggest you watch this video next, because the training is just one piece of the puzzle and the nutrition is arguably the most important part. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you in the next one.